Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Swoop Podcast.
Swoop!
It's your guest Dante Fantuzzi, and I'm here with
Josh Sanchez.
And what a crazy week of sports that we have to talk about, especially Saturday night with KD's return back to OKC and how that went.
A lot of booze.
And tonight is going to be the UConn's women basketball team going for their 100 straight win.
Yes, against South Carolina, ranked 6th,
Ranked 6th in the country.
And
we also have a couple other topics to talk about. Jay Wright winning his 500 game. And Brian Colengelo and what he's doing out here in Philly. So we're just going to start you off with, since we're going to keep talking about Philly, we're going to keep it here in Philly. Josh, what is your input or opinion about Brian Colengelo, what he's doing with the Sixers?
I mean, so in the beginning of the year, I thought that Brian Colengelo was doing good. Like, we got the Ilyasova trade, and I'm happy that we got Ilyasova because Ilyasova's been like top 2 in everything for us.
Right.
Like, Embiid's the top, of course, but Embiid doesn't play that many games. But recently, like, what's happened with Embiid and his injury, it's been like he's like keeping secrets, and as a fan, I want to know, like, the truth right away. Excuse me. Like, I want to know the truth right away.
Right.
And he's keeping, like, shady stuff behind our backs and stuff like that. And it's starting to question, like, the process and stuff like that. Like, I still trust it, and I still am a firm believer in the process. But I'm going to have some questions. I'm going to question authority on this one because Embiid has missed 9 games. And we also played him in the Houston game.
I think he's missed 9 straight, but 11 out of the last 12.
Yeah, 11 out of the last 12. He played the Rockets game.
Right.
And apparently
he dropped 30 on the Rockets.
Yeah, but, like, he still had the injury there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand, like, at first he gets injured against the Trailblazers. I understand putting him back because he wants to play. But then after, like, a couple days to see the MRI and stuff like that, you still
But remember,
him.
the second time he got injured, they kept him out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
For safety precautions.
Yeah, which... Well, I don't know. I just want some clarity, because I feel like he's keeping secrets. As a fan, I just want to know exactly what is going on with Joel Embiid and what is his timetable for return. I mean, it is a small, minor meniscus tear. Players have played through, like, small meniscus tears, especially football players. It happens to football players all the time. So I'm not, like, really nervous. I just wish he would have came out from the beginning and said, look, Embiid has a slight tear in his meniscus. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, probably be back after the All-Star break or something like that. So I have some clarity. I know what's going on. Instead of, oh yeah, he has a bone bruise. He's gonna miss a couple games. Like, oh, how many games is he missing? Like, what's a couple? Now he's missed 9 straight, 10 now because we're playing the Hornets tonight.
Yeah.
So I just want some clarity. So how do you feel, Dante?
I mean, we're talking about Brian Colengelo.
Yes.
I wouldn't, I'm not going to put anything past him. What I think he's doing is saving the health for he's saving the long-term health of him.
Which is fine. I just want some clarity.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what that whole clarity thing is about. I mean, like you said, we all want clarity as a fan. But they're just keeping it inside the system, not telling fans. I don't know what all of that is about. But I do know that Brian Colengelo, I trust him. And
I trust him too.
To put the team in his hands for the simple fact of previous executive, like that title that he's given for previous organizations, what he has done. He's a genius in my eyes. I like the way he goes. We can date back to when he had the Phoenix Suns or the Houston, I think it was not the Houston Rockets. I can't remember the other team. The Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors, yeah.
It was the Suns, then the Raptors, and now it's us. And you can see how the Raptors are after he left. They're, second in the East?
Yeah, now they're third in the East, I believe. They've been losing lately.
Then we all know how the Suns were
with Nash.
Way before they even got Nash.
Like
around that time, when they had Nash in their prime. '96, he drafted. He traded Barkley and a second round pick for 1999 NBA draft for basically Sam Cassell and Robert Horry.
Wow.
In 1998, he traded Steve Nash. He had Steve Nash, traded him to the Mavericks.
Yeah, because Steve Nash was all right with the Mavericks. Nothing special.
Yeah.
It was when he was with the Suns.
No, he traded for Steve Nash. I apologize.
Oh, my fault. Yeah.
He traded for Steve Nash.
That
I
makes
apologize.
more sense.
Yeah. What else? His draft capability is beyond the roof. I can give you a list of players that he's drafted. He's drafted Shawn Marion. We all know how he turned out.
Even though his jump shot's ugly.
Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, Steven Jackson, Nate Robinson, Marcin Gortat, DeMar DeRozan, and now for us, Ben Simmons. So we all know his history of drafting players and trades and stuff like that. I mean, in 2009, he traded for Penny Hardaway. And we all know how Penny Hardaway turned out.
Yeah.
Who else can I think he traded for? Jason Kidd. Can't forget about Jason Kidd. Who else?
Future Hall of Famer.
Michael Finley. So, I feel comfortable with Brian Colengelo. I believe he's doing the right things, smart decisions, just keeping everything under the weather. And, I just think he's doing what he's got. I think he's doing what he does best, helping this organization.
I'm a believer in him too. And we also got to give credit to Sam Henke for giving us. He
did get us in the position.
He got us in the position, and now Brian Colangelo is now picking up what he left off.
Yeah.
And the Ilyasova trade, like I'm gonna keep saying, it was a big success.
I think it was a smart trade on our end.
And
Jeremy Grant was never that offensive player.
Yeah, he was a good. He
was good, but I mean, he was never really like that offensive player that like, oh wow, like a Jeremy.
Yeah.
Like he stands out. And
his jump shot.
I believe that Ilyasova does you good on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and Embiid also praised his defense too.
Exactly. So I really think it'll work out on our end with that trade.
Now,
not to mention, also we get a 2020 top 20 protected pick from the Thunder too.
And the Thunder by then they might be.
We don't know what.
In 2020, Russell Westbrook's 28 now. And they give him
probably
because he's in his prime now. But once his prime's done,
I think he's going to be in his prime for a lot longer.
Yeah,
I think he will.
I hope he does. But speaking of Colangelo, another thing I don't like about I respect Colangelo, but recently this whole thing with Jahlil Okafor and not playing him in games all because of this trade talk. I don't know if is the trade done with Jahlil Okafor or something because he's not traveling with the team. He's saying his goodbyes to the team. So something must have happened. Again, we as fans just don't know yet. And again, it just comes down to this clarity. We just want to know the answer. We're tired of waiting because it's already been a long process. So we just want to know what is Colangelo doing with Okafor and it's just question marks. That's been going through the town.
I personally think he's protecting Okafor
from injury.
Yes, from injury. Was giving him playing time so he can show off his skill set to other teams that were interested in him. Yeah. But now I think that
it's the Bulls. Since the
source, since the media, since it came out in the news that there were trade talks ramping up. He's protecting him from injury, so he's a very reliable asset right now. I really don't want to see him go. I'm a big Jahlil Okafor fan, and I'm telling you right now, whatever team he goes to, I'll make sure I'll buy a Jahlil Okafor jersey or shirt because I really like him. I think he'll go to any other team and play very, very well, and turn out to be the number 3 pick in the draft that he was. But I just think that he's just protecting him from injury. Don't want to see him get hurt, and it'll blow our chances of getting a valuable asset in return for him. But like I said, though, from what I just said 2 minutes ago, Brian Colangelo has a history of trading good players and getting good players in return. So I'm not worried about it. But I would hate to see Jalil go, like I just said. But, I mean, all in all, I'm not really worried about it. I'm pretty sure we're going to get something valuable in return for him. So,
Yeah, we're going to get at least a first-round pick for him. At least.
I mean, who knows? we don't know yet. I mean, maybe there is a trade intact. They just haven't released it to the media for us to find out. So, we just don't know. It's a waiting process.
I know. Now, like, the only thing is if he's holding Okafor back for trade talks and it, like, say, like, the trade deadline hits and we don't trade him, it's going to be so awkward. We're going to put Okafor back in an awkward situation.
It
Like,
might seem. I mean,
he's
I
already
don't think
saying
it'll seem.
goodbye.
I don't think it'll seem awkward for him and the rest of his teammates. It might be a little awkward between him and the, like the front office people. I think there may be the awkwardness there, but I mean, Jalil Okafor has handled everything as a true professional. I mean, he's not. He hasn't pulled a Nerlens Noel saying, "Oh, well, I think," went right to the media and started talking trash to the media just to get his voice heard. You mean, like, I think he's handled everything as a true professional, and I got to give him his props for that.
Yeah, well, Okafor had, like, if anyone's put in this situation, you got to follow Okafor's lead.
And mind you, he's a 19-year-old kid.
Yep, not complaining.
Last year, his
and a
rookie
national
year,
champion, too.
I mean, last year, what did he get into, like, 3 incidents involved with the law?
Yeah,
Remember,
with the
he got that
fans,
speeding ticket going over the Ben Franklin Bridge. He got into the fight in Boston after the game in Boston last year at the bar. And when he was in the club last year, he got into an altercation with other people.
And he had good character coming out of college, too.
Exactly. So, as a 19-year-old kid, I don't know if he's 19 or 20, one of the two.
He's probably 20 now, but
probably he's handled himself very professional, very, humble, and it's just not stuff that we would normally see from a young kid his age.
Yep. And, I mean, do you have anything else you want to talk about with Brian Colengelo, or do you want to move on to our next topic?
We can move on. Let's move on to the KD return to OKC.
All right, so on Saturday, KD returned to Oklahoma City, and as
first game back.
Yeah, first game back, and we knew that the fans were gonna boo, and he comes in literally boo. It was like a mixture of boos and a little bit of cheers because like what KD has done to that city and stuff like that, to all the donations he's done, and then when they experienced those tornadoes, he was the first one to help everyone. But the Warriors, I mean, we all knew at the end of the day, the Warriors were the better team. Curry, Clay, KD, all got theirs. KD had 34 points on 12 of 21 shooting. Very efficient. And all I remember is that three-point, like Stephen Curry range three-pointer to end, pretty much seal the game over Russell Westbrook. But as a fan standpoint, like seeing Westbrook and KD go at it,
we saw what we wanted to see.
We saw what we wanted to see, but as a game standpoint, it was another boring basketball game where, like,
I mean, I don't think it was a boring basketball game.
Like, the score-wise, it was 130 to 114. The dominating team was dominating the game, but, like, the players had lived up to the hype. Like, when Roberson got into KD's face. But
or when KD and Russell Westbrook were chirping at each other at the half court.
Yeah, Westbrook.
I mean, we saw what we wanted to see from a fan standpoint.
Yeah.
A game standpoint, I also think it was a good game. Both teams shot. Well, I know the Warriors shot over 50%. They shot 52%, and
they were just hitting everything.
The Thunder shot 48%.
But the Thunder, they were like 6 of 24 from 3. Like, they shot awful.
Thunder?
Yeah, they shot awful behind that three-point line. And that's what hurt Westbrook, because Westbrook only had 8 assists, but he should have had at least 8 more. They were bricking everything. Roberson was like 0 for 3. I don't even know who the other players are. That's how you know, like, when you have a player like Russell Westbrook, you need to surround him with shooters, a guy that can penetrate and draw.
I mean, he does have, somewhat good shooters.
Yeah, he does have some, like Oladipo is a good offensive player, but
I like Oladipo.
But he's not a sharp shooter.
I mean, I think he's a streaky player.
Yeah.
When he's hot, he's hot. But, I mean, when he's cold, he's not a good shooter, but he can still get to the basket. So I'm a big fan of Oladipo myself.
Yeah, and that's what the game came down to pretty much. Like if the Thunder, if they were hitting their shots from beyond the arc, it would have been a lot closer. But Westbrook did have 11 turnovers.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna say it again from a fan standpoint. We did see what we wanted to see.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook had 47 points. He was 14 of 26 from the field with 11 rebounds and 8 assists. The thing that I think killed them though,
turnovers.
He had 11 turnovers.
Yeah, and
he had the same amount of turnovers as the Warriors had as a team.
I know that's
not good coming from your superstar player. KD stats were 34 points, 11 to 21 with 9 rebounds and 3 assists.
I got the 11 to 21 right,
yeah, huh? I'm a fun fact. I'm not too sure if anybody knows this. Over the 3 games that Durant has played against OKC, he has shot 65.6% and has averaged 37.7 points per game.
And like I was watching ESPN earlier, and they were talking about KD's character. Like KD's the type of guy where if you talk smack to KD, like he doesn't like. He's chill. He's cool, calm, and collect.
He's a humble player.
Yeah, he's a humble player. But once you talk smack to him and get him angry, he will drop 30 on you, and that's what's happened with the Thunder. Like they're trying to get in his head, but KD at the end is just.
Listen,
he's the second best player in the world.
I just got one question for the Thunder fans: is he still Cupcake?
I mean,
because if he's averaging close to 38 points a game and shooting close to 66% per game, I'm not calling that man a cupcake.
I mean, now
nowhere
his move,
close to a
it's
cupcake.
His move. That's why people are calling him a cupcake in OKC is because in Oklahoma. It's because of his move. His team was up 3-1, and him. You can put the blame on Westbrook, but it was also
you have to put the blame on both players.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to get to. Durant, like everyone's going to say, Westbrook had those 4 key turnovers at the end of the game, but let's not forget Durant shot 10 of 31 from the field in Game 6. So you're up 3-1. And you and Russell Westbrook are to blame for not getting to the finals. And then you go to the team that beat you. We all know the story. And that's why people are calling him a cupcake. Not because of his play. The man's you have LeBron James and then you have Kevin Durant right there, the second best player in the world. Like based off of like his size, athletic ability. I mean, Curry can just shoot the ball, but KD does a little bit of everything. And even this year, people were questioning his defense. His defense has stepped up this year too. He's actually leading the team in blocks, I believe, and he's really stepped up his game, like all around game, and that's why his efficiency is one of the best ever in NBA history. You have LeBron, and then his is right there. Don't forget LeBron in 2013 was just on fire, unstoppable. Shot 56% from the field. You can't beat that, and Durant's shooting around that clip too, and. I mean, I have a lot of respect for like Russell Westbrook and stuff like that, but KD's just going to be KD at the end of the day. And here's another fun thing that a lot of people don't realize. After the game, a lot of players go to this restaurant in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, the restaurant. The owner turned down $35,000 from Kevin Durant so he could rent out the restaurant.
But think of it this way, though.
But one thing I did find out this morning, though, after he turned it down,
Russell Westbrook ended up.
No. After he turned down the offer, he went back and accepted it.
He did?
So supposedly from what I heard, after he turned down the offer, after the game, he reached contact with the Warriors organization and accepted the offer. Now, let's say like a restaurant was to close around 2. After they closed, the team came in and had the restaurant to themselves.
Yeah.
So basically, they were open for about another 2 hours.
Which is fine because as a business standpoint, because that's also the same restaurant where Russell Westbrook and all the Thunder players go. And, I mean, I understand, like, why the Golden State Warriors want to eat there, but you just had the game where you were mouth-talking all the fans and what you did to the city of Oklahoma by leaving and stuff like that. So I understand where the owner's coming from. You say no, you let Westbrook and the Thunder players eat there as well as the fans, but then once everyone else leaves, then you can have KD back. Because KD is an icon in that city, or was an icon in that city.
I think you just can't. I think him in that city go beyond basketball.
Yeah, it's beyond basketball. It's like LeBron in Cleveland.
I mean, yes,
a mini version.
Okay, yes, he did do them dirty by signing with the Warriors. But I mean, for the simple fact that when Oklahoma City went through that situation like a couple years back, I can't.
Yeah, the Tornadoes.
The Tornadoes, okay, the Tornadoes. He donated money to get that city back on
millions
his feet.
of dollars.
So I think it goes beyond basketball, and I think a lot of people just take that for granted and just try to keep it on basketball terms. But I feel like as the type of person I am, it goes beyond basketball. There's much more to it than just, oh, he left us in a ditch. No, he also gave you guys $1 million to get back on your feet.
Yeah,
After everything happened, he did the best he could. Now, you can also blame him for going up 3-1 in the series against the Warriors and losing, but I just think it goes deeper beyond basketball.
And I mean, you can use that reasoning, like what he's done to the city of Oklahoma, like Oklahoma City and their tornadoes and stuff like that, which is why they probably hated that he left, because a lot of fans around that area thought he was going to be Oklahoma City Thunder for life. Mm-hmm. Like, they embraced him, they raised him, like they shaped him up as a person. And it's like us with Joel Embiid. Like, let's say Embiid plays 8 years for us, we have great moments with him, and then all of a sudden he decides to leave. Like, everything he's done for this, like, around here, like the Meek Mill concert, like he's already being a Philadelphia icon. And he's only played.
I already think he's only a Philly legend.
Yeah, he's only played 31 games. He's already a Philly legend. So. And Durant, like the city loved Kevin Durant. Like, as much as they liked Russell Westbrook, it was KD's city, and that's what a lot of fans were saying. This was KD's city. That's why when he left, everyone was shocked, because from a personality standpoint, from a man standpoint, Oklahoma City was his home, and people thought that he was going to be as a Thunder player for the rest of his career. And that's probably why they showed so much hate on Saturday. I mean, there was a couple cheering, like rightly so, because he deserves to be cheered.
Right.
But because the way how he left, that's why they're getting to get booed. It's not like a Paul Pierce situation where Paul
Pierce was traded though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like a Paul Pierce situation.
You can't really boo the man, because the front office and the people who run the organization did that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like Paul Pierce decided, oh, I'm just going to leave the city.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the situation played out as it was.
Way, yeah.
So, everything that happened there.
And that's the last time they play each other, too, so we don't
they play each other one more time? March 20th.
Is that in Oklahoma again?
I believe it is in Oklahoma City. Because the first two games were in Golden State, so I guess the other two would be in Oklahoma City. But just to move on from that topic, we're gonna transition into college basketball, but not men's though. We're gonna transition into the women's college basketball.
For the first time in all of our podcasts.
Yes, UConn's women basketball team is.
They've just been so dominant.
Is competing for their 100 straight win. I mean, personally, my opinion, I'm not taking anything away from those ladies. They've rightly earned that. They've worked hard. They've put in the time. And shout outs to Coach Gino for being such a great coach. But the one problem I do see with that, there's no competition. If you mean to tell me one school is competing to win their 100 straight game, that means to tell me that this win streak has been happening since 2014. We're in 2017. So you mean to tell me for 3 years straight, you've been getting the best women basketball, the best basketball players from females, the best female basketball players coming out of high school to one school? There's no competition to me. I mean, as we look in other sports, we get these long streaks, but they're broken. So that means that there's no competition, and it doesn't even make it fun.
Yeah, as much as you respect their excellence and their dominance, because
I'm not taking anything away from those ladies. It's just the fact that there's no competition.
Yeah, because the coach Gino's won 11 championships in UConn. Like, it's been total domination. But as like a popularity standpoint, you lose a lot of like love for the game because you know the same team's gonna win no matter what happens.
So I mean that's that. I mean just a couple quick facts. UConn's women's basketball team has been averaging 87 points per game. They even broke their own record of consecutive wins, which was 90 from the years of 2008 to 2010.
Yeah, that was with Maya Moore, I believe, around that time.
I don't even remember who was on that team. But, I mean, it just goes to show me that there's no competition. And I think it's sad for the sport of women's basketball.
Because it has gone up, like the rise of it, like the WNBA is starting to gain some popularity
and like people are watching it and whatnot.
You got Elena Del Don, you got Brittany Grimer, like you have the stars
Candace
right there.
Parker.
Yeah, Maya Moore.
Right. I mean, not too many people know, but Candace Parker is the little sister to Tony Parker.
Oh snap! Greatness runs in the family, but I think they're both Hall of Famers. I believe.
Yeah.
Because I believe Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer, not first ballot, but
no, I think first ballot.
First ballot.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any input on the UConn women? Do you think they're going to win tonight against South Carolina?
I mean, I don't see why not. I think they're going to get 100. I think they're going to dominate again. Like, they've won. What's been impressive about this streak is during this streak, they have more 60-point win games than they do, like, close games, like 10 points or less. I believe they have 9 60-point wins in this streak, and they've only won, like, 3 or 4 games by 10 points or less. So it's been total domination across the whole board for the UConn women. So their streak is very impressive, and I believe this was happening on the men's side. It would be talked about a lot more. But I mean, it does make the game more boring. I'm not going to watch women's college basketball because I already know the team that's going to win.
So I mean, you wouldn't watch any other game?
I mean, maybe. I'm getting ready for the men's tournament, the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we still have about another month for that. Maybe, about another month.
Yeah, and then we still got championships to be
transitioning to the men's college basketball.
Yeah, we're gonna transition.
The school literally right down the street from Cabrini, Villanova. Big kudos to them. Jay Wright has won his 500 game as a head coach at Villanova,
which is very impressive.
Big props to him. Shout outs to Coach Jay.
I
think he deserves it. A lot of, dating back to last year, they won the national championship. I think a lot of people slept on him, slept on the team as a whole, didn't really give them the respect that they, really wanted. I mean, I know I personally didn't, I was so accustomed to them winning the first round, maybe the second, losing the third. So, I mean, I think it was a big achievement for them. They really deserved it last year. Jay Wright, especially Jay Wright, really deserves this achievement as a head coach. Shout outs to Coach Jay Wright, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, hardworking coach. He knows the game of basketball. And this year they were ranked number 1 for like 6 straight weeks, and now they're ranked number 2 now because of their loss to Marquette. But they have had another impressive season. They've only lost 2 games. They won against Virginia, which a game I thought was going to be like their game of the season, and which ended up happening. And, I mean, just nothing but respect for him. He's won us the championship, 2 Final Four appearances. Developed Kyle Lowry. You see how Kyle Lowry is. He's had good talent. I mean, not like star NBA talent. Like, he has a couple stars, but what he's done as a coach.
I mean, I think Kyle Lowry's an all-star.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a superstar, but I think he's an all-star.
Yeah, because in the playoffs, for me to get a superstar, you gotta make some noise. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Because like Paul George, like, he earned his superstar status when that Heat series where it was back and forth. LeBron won game 1, he won game 2. It was back and forth between them two. It was a great series.
So transition. We're going to transition. Another quick transition.
Yeah, another one.
The New York Giants have released Victor Cruz earlier today. Breaking news. I thought it was very surprising that they did that.
They had to clear up cap space.
Like you said, the release is saving them $9.4 million.
Yeah, and they also released Jennings too.
Yeah, Rashad Jennings.
So that freed up more cap space for them.
I think that was $4 million right there.
So they're probably gonna make another. They're probably gonna make another big splash in free agency.
Maybe
Maybe save it.
Possibly. Maybe use that money to re-sign Justin Tuck. I mean, not Justin Tuck. I'm sorry. Jason Pierre-Paul. I apologize. I was looking at a couple teams that, might be willing to use Victor Cruz. And I think one team that can really use Victor Cruz is a team from the AFC, and they are the Cincinnati Bengals. They have A.J. Green, and they're probably going to lose, more weapons this offseason. So, I mean, with the likes of Victor Cruz and
Green, Cruz,
Eifert.
It's a nice offense right there.
Yeah, and you still have Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard. I think that is capable enough to really help Andy Dalton.
I see that move happening. People are also talking about forget what I know with Jason Pierre-Paul, they were talking about him going to the Jaguars to reunite with Tom Coughlin, because how he's the new coach there.
No, he's not the coach.
Not the coach.
I think he runs the football operation.
So I know he's something with the Jaguars.
He's something with
so
the front
he can
office.
reunite with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope Victor Cruz finds a good place.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind him.
Very talented receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Very talented. I wouldn't mind seeing him play with the Cincinnati Bengals alongside the 3 players we just named. Well, really 4 of the 4 of the players that we just named. They also have a great not a great, but potentially great young receiver in Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Who I really think, if he if he reaches that potential, he could be a very, very, very nice complementary to AJ Green. And if something was to happen to AJ Green, he'll come in and be that AJ Green for them. Yeah.
And usually with players that overcome a gruesome injury, their first year back, it's sort of like a transition year for them. They have to get used to what they were capable of doing in the past.
Except for one player.
Yeah, except Adrian Peterson
came back and run for 2,000 yards.
He's the only one that's defying the odds for the most part. Mm-hmm. For players, it usually takes a season or 2 to come back, especially if you're a skill position where all you're doing is running, cutting. We see Keenan Allen, he comes back in the first game, does another cut, tears his ACL again.
Yeah.
So it takes players some time to fully recover. And I think that this year coming up, Victor Cruz will have a bounce back year. For whatever team he goes to.
I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't hurt.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Just to give a live update real quick. The Sixers are leading the Hornets by 1 at half.
They were dominating in the first quarter.
Yeah, the score, what you told me, was 20-10 in the first quarter. Shout outs to the Sixers. Hope they pull off the W tonight.
It's in Charlotte, so.
It's in Charlotte, and we always have a tough time playing Charlotte.
Well, when we don't have Embiid, because we dominated with Embiid. That was the game where he blocked Zeller. Does you remember Zeller tried to bang on him? Mm-hmm. He got him with the left hand block too.
And just to give a quick update for our players, our leading scorer at halftime will be Dario Saric, who has 9 points with 3 rebounds. And our second leading scorer,
I believe,
is Ilyasova.
Yeah, Ilyasova. No, it's Knicks. It's
no, I'm sorry.
Stauskas. Dropping.
No, it's Nerlens Noel.
Oh, Nerlens Noel.
Oh, when Nerlens Noel and Nick Stauskas are tied for points. They both have 7 points apiece. So let's go Sixers.
Let's go Sixers. And that concludes Josh and Dante's podcast.
Hope you enjoyed. Yep. Don't forget to subscribe to us and like us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Show friends, family. Like and subscribe, like Dante said. And this is Josh and Dante signing off.
Swoop!
Swoop!